This is a Found Collective, the Found Men Collective reading. Currently, I feel a masculine who wishes they had somebody to talk to. I feel that the other people in your life, you feel like they need to see you as so strong, like you don't need any help. There could be somebody that passed away, like a father, an uncle, a teacher of sort, that if they were alive right now, you would be the one to ask them for advice about what to do. This isn't a mediumship reading, but that father figure, that brother figure, however that resonates, they are here with us. And they have some signs to give you along this reading about what they would tell you to do if they were here right now. See, I intend for the Found Man Collective readings to be more about advice and guidance on how to handle certain types of situations, how to break domestication, how to honor your own feminine nature, because that is the biggest superpower a man can have. A man that is one with his feminine side, his feminine nature, is a secure and safe source. A man that does not acknowledge or sees his feminine as weak, his feminine side within as weak, is a dangerous person. So, understand whatever decision you have to make, or whatever you're just feeling alone with right now. Maybe things haven't gone according to plan and you feel like you're in a state of limbo and you don't really know what to do. You could be an individual in between jobs, thinking about getting out of school or switching majors. However it resonates. So understand that you encourage other people to ask for help. And it would be more than unkind to yourself, more than hypocritical to not ask for help. It would be an injustice, an imbalance. You can't expect others to ask for help if you don't as well. Right now you're needing to feel grounded, and it could do with love. Maybe you're having a situation that's hard at the heart. You don't know what way to go. There may be a feminine that you're wanting to express your inner truth to. There may be a feminine you want to break up with, because these are collective takes what resonates, and you don't know how to go about it because you don't want to hurt them. I'm going to do both ways here. If this is energy about somebody you're wanting to break up with, or if you're wanting to tell somebody you really love them and want to go further. Because there's collective, there's many of you here. Either way, you're learning 2 lessons in 1. We're going to start with the individual that has stated that they want to take off and they want to express more to a feminine that you're in love, or that you want to be committed, that you're not scared anymore, and what was keeping you apart from them not being able to speak up. Literally, your whole new beginning. Understand that this feminine has always seen you as more than strong. They see you as somebody who is centered out, picked on, and rose above it. So unapologetically yourself. And that is one of the most attractive things you can be. This person, they are willing to fight by your side. Explain to them that you were taught the only way you can keep people to be loyal is to have almost always the upper hand. Keeping it in a state of things are always the balls in your court. They're waiting for you to message. They're waiting for you to ask, to invite out. They're basing their next move off of yours. That stemmed from fear of being manipulated or taken control of, because people had done that to you in the past. All the time when you tried to express this, you were told to shut up or that you were being too much. And from that time on, you were like, that's the farthest thing from, I'm not going to be a bitch. I'm not going to be a pussy. I'm not going to be somebody who complains. That's the biggest thing you learned, was weak equals complaining. So you separated from them because of how much you loved them. A lot of you here aren't talking to them right now, and you're wanting to balance the scores, and you don't know what to do. You would talk to this loved one that's passed on about this, and they would give you the exact advice. Well, for you, understand, if you don't bring authenticity in this moment when you're talking to them, if you forget to honor your feminine nature, and if you receive an answer that you might necessarily not like, and you choose to retreat back to a state of belittling or discrediting, that is the only way this fails. You are in a state of what if. Well, what if we go to that next stage and things don't work out? Hey, you know. You left this person because of the unknown, and look what's happening. You have an unfinished story, and you feel because the ball is in your court, because you know that they can't take that next leap of faith to you because you put them in the spot to not be able to. That's why you feel you can't go forward yet. This person was good for you, and you felt like you were going to hurt them. Everything I just stated to you is what you state to them. I can't tell you how much a feminine sees strength and safety when a masculine can just express, but it's not throwing your emotions at them. It's, yo, this is why. But I can own it now. And because of how much I care about you, you're worth it. Anybody that you love and you can truly be in love with has the chance to hurt you. If you don't feel that, you're not really in love with somebody. But consistency to each other is what makes the fear or the attachment to an idea on how things could be go away. You state to them, even after all this time apart, I still think about you. I see you everywhere. I don't know, and I don't doubt you at all. And I completely understand if you don't want to go forward with this, but I'm crazy about you. And at least by telling you, I can go forward, knowing I didn't leave the ball dribbling on my side of the court. If this is a reading for you needing to break up with somebody that you love but are not in love with, now this part's for you, okay? And that's the thing, we can love people. We can be in love with people and fall out of love with people. Some of you here could be in like your early 20s, 30s, not all of you, but some of you. And you're in a young love phase for most. This could have been either being in a butterfly stage with somebody. First type of relationship. Okay. So they're explaining to me the beginning of your guys' dynamic and what's going on. All right. So you started this relationship impulsively. You had no doubts about it. This person, it was very easy for you two to communicate. You had the same interests. You liked the same things. Which is a good thing to have a lot of interest, but also in most divine counterparts, you're very opposite than each other. Because dating somebody that's like yourself almost keeps you from elevating. There's a difference between being somebody who can enjoy what you enjoy together and have the same hobbies or etc. But if you literally respond to everything the same, that means when you're unbalanced, they're going to be unbalanced. That's not a tango partner where the person can have justice with you. You were just so happy, both of you were so happy to have somebody that they could just say fuck the rest of the world with. You had good times. Something though that gets in your head about this person is to do with insecurity on both ends. You could have had unfaithful partners in the past, which led to you having a sense of control issues or fear of being cheated on. So just as fast things went good between you two, once you really established, hey, we want to be in a relationship, started saying I love you and etc. Even if you never became official, I do sense two people that said I love you or just were basically in a relationship without being in a relationship. The insecurity started to come out in both ends, and you saw maybe we're not as healed as we thought. Maybe we're not as good together as we thought. There's a difference between somebody having an insecurity and then, you know, being like, hey, like, I'm here for you. You're beautiful. I understand that this is how you feel about yourself, but what I'm trying to state is there's a difference between being able to be a cheerleader for somebody and then them wanting to literally, like, save them. I sense a person where in your dynamic you would start out like, they say something, you know, that's very, you know, normal, like, oh, I don't like the way I look in this shirt or something like that. And you state, no, I think you look great, blah, blah, blah. But then they would continue on and like, no, I look disgusting, blah, 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 blah. And then they want you to almost like go above and beyond. So much validation, or you felt that. I also sense that this person the jealousy on your end could have been that they could have had a lot of friends that could have been potential partners, and the way they make me seem from that. Collective taste what resonates. Some of you, even though we're all masculines here watching this, if you date a woman, you date men, etc., whatever dynamic of people you are into and they are into, very jealous when they would hang out with those people. So if you're just straight, your girl could have had a lot of guy friends and you didn't like that. Or if you're gay, your boyfriend could have had a lot of guy friends that weren't straight, and it made you uncomfortable that they could possibly be doing something together. It stemmed from two things. I hear insecurity on your end, but also there was flirtation from that person. Even though they felt the way they felt about you, they were still a flirtatious person. And loyalty means something, go with me here. Loyalty means something different for everybody. You have to find somebody who loyalty matches yours. If this person wants a dynamic where they can be more flirtatious and etc., there's nothing wrong with that. They just can't do that with you. That's wrong. Your morals are not meeting on that end. But you see, I do sense a person who almost felt, though, that you could also do the same thing as them. So it was a clash, and it was a paranoia. This has now consumed to where all of the things that are in common between you two, your hobbies, the way, the music you like, your humor, the ways of expression, how you spend your time in general, sex, etc., all of those things don't really matter anymore because of how intense and different things have switched from that state of jealousy, which all stems from being not healed, or in a dynamic of somebody who does not challenge you. It's somebody who feels in competition. The straightforward action is knowing if it is not going well, if it is not going well, and there is not a sense of nourishment at all, it's little by little going to get more depressive and toxic. The straightforward action is you to end things in a way where the presentation doesn't overspeak the words. A lot of times we do not get told how to properly break up with somebody. I mean, there's many different ways, and it's for every different situation. You know, if you're dating somebody that's abusive, is a straight up asshole, there is a sense of the time and day being given to them a little different. But this dynamic, what I sense, where you two really do love each other, but you're not healed enough for each other, and a lot of you here are young and still have time to discover yourself. This is a person you do sit down with, and you state, I am so grateful for the time we have had together. I do not regret you. I cherished what we had. I did not play you. I did not see you as a rebound. We are not healed enough to be together. We clash. Some of you will want to be friends. And for some of you that will be possible, but you need time apart. You need time apart. Because if you try to be friends right off the bat, it's going to lead to cycle repeating. It's going to lead to you two probably being intimate or basically acting like nothing changed after a couple of days or etc. If you stay together, it's going to lead to a deep sense of toxicity where both of you will not even be able to leave on a cordial state. Will say things you don't mean. And if you think it's hurting them, it's going to hurt them now breaking up, how much more would it hurt breaking up with them when they still have weeks or months or years of being with you and not knowing this truth, that you're only staying with them because you're scared of hurting them or you're afraid there's not something else. The straightforward action is to make sure that you honor your feminine nature with this feminine, even though they're not your divine feminine. They are still a feminine that you had a dynamic with. What you explain is that right now I feel like being in a relationship with anybody is a distraction, and I sense for a lot of you, you could have gone out of one relationship and then immediately started talking to this person, and you're like, I don't think I gave myself enough time. I don't want us to be a distraction from each other's pain or sorrow or loneliness. I don't want us to be together if this is literally a distraction from finding out how to love myself. For some of you here, you know that this is a person that it's like it's done and you're truly selling separate ways. For some of you here, there is this sense of maybe one day, but not now. And what I need you to understand, if you feel that way, you cannot leave this person with the sense of wait for me. That is so fucking selfish if you do that. Make it very clear when you state to this person, maybe in the future, that at this moment you don't see it happening, and there's a long time of you getting to know yourself, and that you two have to go separate ways. And if time with experience and etc. brings you back both together, it's something you do see a possibility of. But again, that does not mean I'm asking you to wait for me, and that does not mean I see it happening anytime soon, or that I'm even thinking about it happening. All I'm stating is I feel wrong saying I'm completely walking away from this, but I do gotta let you go, and you gotta let me go for a long time. If you don't feel that way, don't tell somebody, oh, maybe maybe we can pick this up where we left off. If you really feel this is done, you need to, again, with your presentation, over speaking your words, being a gentleman, not a little bitch, a gentleman, that you are going to find somebody that loves you exactly the way you're deserving of being loved, unconditionally. And I'm so grateful for our dynamic, but goodbye. And how they choose to react to it is their choice. You can leave with your head up high, knowing you did everything, not only in a respectful way, not only in a mature way, but a high vibrational way where you learned and prevailed from it. However this reading resonated for you, you're a strong man. And remember, I know some of you here who watch this are not masculines, because I get it. It's cool. It's good for you to know and see, and maybe it helps feminines even lay down foundations for themselves of, this is how a man I'm going to be with is going to be in a mindset. I'm not going to settle. But for who this is truly targeted to, men, people who identify as male and are masculines, you're learning more and more every day about the strength of your feminine nature. And Spirit needs you to hear this, because I don't know if you hear this often. They're proud of you. And I'm going to say this with every fiber of my being, as a soul, as a human man right now in front of you, man to man, I am fucking proud of you. I know if you are here watching my video, and especially if you've gotten all the way to this point, you are doing your fucking part. Any man who is not doing his part would not be watching this video right now. Take a good hard look in the mirror, because that's a motherfucking man. That is a gentleman. That is a warrior. That is somebody who broke through all of the barriers put in front of you. That is somebody who is leaving every room and every spot they go to a better place than they found it. You are a provider, a protector. Love yourself, and you're going to be able to love everybody else. You know who you put up a little bit more to, and you know the ones that you are the protection for. Let's go ahead and get you some signs from that past on father or brother figure, etc. Well, blue dragons, and for some of you, this is very random. I love the most random ones. Yu-Gi-Oh is a big thing. Maybe you guys you collected Yu-Gi-Oh cards together, watched the videos or the TV show, movies. Very interesting. I'm being called to do my Marvel cards. So maybe superheroes were a thing between you two, or they loved Marvel superheroes. Well, Loki is a big sign, okay? And Doctor Doom, control at all costs. They want you to know they are very proud of you for not needing the control. They really want to say it this way. You already feel so much in touch with yourself, more than they ever did without having control. Like, what they're meaning by that, they spent a long part of their life feeling that, pushing away emotions and staying hyper masculine, forward movement. Don't even think about the past, just look and see what the next thing is. They thought that was true power, but they couldn't communicate with themselves or their own inner child. They want you to know that no amount of push-ups we do, laps we run, sets we do, minutes we count, nothing can match to the strength of mental. They want you to know they come to you in so many different faces and people and places and things. Really, I'm seeing ducks quite a bit as well. There's nothing ducks around me, but it keeps coming up. Ducks and birds. This person very much will come at you in like the craziest of moments with the most beautiful birds. Like, I almost see you stepping out your front door and just seeing like a row of birds after getting a humongous download, a humongous confirmation. A hawk going right over you as you're thinking about something. Red cardinals being presented to you. They want you to know birds are a humongous sign they give you. Remember that you get glimpses of them in many different faces. They will send you scents when you need to feel protection a little bit more as well. Like if they were a specific type of cologne, or hey, let's even say like, hey, if they were somebody that smoked like a lot of cigars, or even if, you know, maybe they were somebody who had drank, you know, alcohol, so maybe they smelled like kind of like whiskey and stuff a lot. Whatever, however that resonates, their scent, their aftershave, etc., you will get brisk moments of it. They want you to know that in like moments of like, hey, I need your attention. I need you to know, like, pick up the wind, get yourself up. Let's get out of this situation. You will smell them. When you smell them, they're saying, hey, there's something. They're not sending you paranoia. They're saying there's something to look around. There's something going around in the energy. Here, smell me. Whiff, look up. They're saying that your eyes might be missing something. This is just a little tip of what they send you. Just a tip. But that's an amazing place to let off for now. You're doing fucking phenomenal, my dude. Keep it up. This world is yours. Let's do this together. All right? All right. Let's get it.